Oh God, Dane.
Hello and welcome to Who Is Best, a show where I, Dane, take games that give you choices and rate those choices in a tier list. Today we're tackling the worst and only Star Ocean title left to rank, Star Ocean Integrity and Faithfulness. This is the 5th entry in this sci-fi fantasy series and has been universally panned by both players and critics. The main reason this is considered to be one of the worst in the series is its lackluster story, terrible characters, and lack of any cutscenes. Overall, it's just an uninspired title. In Star Ocean 5, your party is comprised of every party member, so party composition really isn't a thing. This means that today we're asking ourselves, who should you control in Star Ocean Integrity and Faithfulness? Now, as is my rule with terrible games, the most valuable resource you have is time. So we're looking at which character helps us get through the game the fastest. We're considering stats, attack power and animation, support, and the ever-important roles, which happen to be the only redeemable feature in this title. Hey, and while you're here, be sure to subscribe and check out our perks for Patreon members. Alright, let's start with the tier. Relia is a unique character among the party as she is the only party member you can't control. Relia is unable to be set to manual and such is the single most useless character in your party. She's really there as a support, buffing your party members or possibly healing. But don't get comfortable. Relia will be in and out of the party due to story reasons as her accessibility is also inconsistent. The low tier. Fiore is the red mage of the party and has both supportive and offensive magic. Unfortunately, mages in Star Ocean are often left wanting, and Fiore is no different. She can't do anything well, so she ends up being somewhat useless. The main reason you would want to control her is to distract you from this terrible game.
Is this calculus?
I mean, as a secondary healer, but seeing as she only possesses single target healing spells, this isn't too much help. In the end, Fiore landed above Relia for the simple reason that she can be controlled. Alright, let's move on to the mid-tier. The mid-tier is made up of our close-range fighters. First up is Victor. Victor can dish out some awesome damage with attacks like his fast combos and Bloodstorm Revolution. He's fast, but not as tanky as Fidel, which means that he can be put out of commission pretty easy. As long as you've mastered counters and evasion, Victor could possibly hand out the most damage in the game. Next on the mid-tier is Fidel. Fidel is the milquetoast protagonist with the single best attack in the entire game, Double Slash. Of all the controllable characters, he's probably the safest choice for a DPS role, as he has both great defense and attack. Fidel's Ethereal Blast covers nearly the entire battlefield, and can be used to take care of mobs. In the end, Fidel's usefulness is as plain as his design. The top tier. Long-range characters have always been fairly busted in Star Ocean titles, but Emerson may be one of the worst. That being said, he still falls on the top tier. Some might argue that Fidel and Victor are better, but you just can't ignore Emerson's range despite his terrible damage. Emerson can skirt the battlefield, staying out of range of most enemies and pelting them with attacks. Sure, it's not the flashiest strategy, but it has always been effective. The God tier. Remember when I said that getting through the game quickly was the main measurement here? Well, no one has better AoE damage, versatile attacks, and all-around usefulness than the goddess herself, Anne. Not only does she have the best design in the game, her shockwave is an incredible attack, easily hitting the damage cap of Star Ocean 5. On top of this, her attack Hammer of Might devastates clusters of enemies. Throw on some attack-focused rolls and Anne becomes a DPS god. The final member of the God tier and top of this list is Miki. Miki is essentially your only true healer in this title, but if combined with certain roles, Miki can make your entire team unkillable. Once you've obtained this setup, there isn't a single enemy in the game that can defeat your team, no matter the level or build of the other party members. This is made possible via the roles Dead Man Walking, which slowly drains your health but enemies are unable to damage you, and Holy Mother, which essentially makes Miki infinitely able to heal and regenerate mana. At this point, all you have to do is spam your healing spells and you're good. But my main point is that Miki is far and above the best character in the game, and if controlled in the late game, she makes your party immortal. And there it is, our tier list for who to control in Star Ocean 5. What a terrible game.